Hello and welcome to the true finale of HULKvember, with the very special item from this package. It's something I've been waiting about a decade to get. The only thing really stopping me was that, well, it was an import. It's an item that was only released in the UK, Japan, and pretty much everywhere else except the United States. And due to that, it's not only rare and hard to find, but import fees and shipping costs meant that even when I did find it, it was basically double or triple any reasonable price. Thankfully, just a while back, like a week or two ago, I was able to find it for astoundingly cheap, to the point where even the shipping price only made it moderately cheap. So I snapped it right up. Anyway, let's get on with it and open this thing up. Oh, all right, let's see. All right, and now you can see I can finally show you the 3-disc Collector's Deluxe Edition box set for the 2003 Ang Lee Hulk film, also known as the Fist Box because of its, really fun design. And the first thing you should note off the bat is that, yeah, the gimmick of the entire set is that it looks like the Hulk's fist punching its way out of some metal box. And that's fine on its own, but the one I have here is actually the standard Region 2, aka UK release. A more famous version of this set is one released in Japan, where it's basically the exact same thing, except there's an extra silver colored cardboard slipcover for the entire thing, with a hole cut out in the front, allowing the fist to punch out even more. And that version sells the idea of the design a lot better, I think. But even used and better versions of that one are double the price of this one, minimum. And I'm not paying that much for a slip of cardboard. It's the same thing. All right, so let's crack this thing open. Right off the bat, we see the DVD of the standard 2-disc special edition released in the film, one that you can commonly find everywhere. Inside of that, you have the movie itself, the director's commentary, and on the bonus disc, it's the regular special features like the small making of behind the scenes vignettes, and also, because it's DVD-ROM apparently, a demo for the then current video game tie-in, which I had the GameCube version of as a kid, and it was pretty fun. Now, these discs you could find on the shelves at any time, and you can still find them and their content ported onto the current Blu-ray releases of the movie, except for the game demo. But one of the things that made this set special was that it included a third disc, which we'll find if we flip it open even further. So let me just skip right to that right now. And here we go. Now, the interesting thing about this bonus disc is that it contains something that you would think would eventually have been included on either of the 3 Blu-ray releases of this movie that would eventually come out. But nope, it's not even available online anywhere outside of a short clip or two. And that is the actual proper making of documentary for the movie called The Lowdown. It's 45 minutes and was hosted by Sam Elliott, and it was only shown on the Sci-Fi Channel once to promote the movie. So basically, this is kind of the only real way to get, that documentary. And, it's fun to have. But you want to hear the funny bit? Is that these are all Region 2 coded. And I live in the US, so I can't even watch them. I don't even have a universal DVD or Blu-ray player, but it's fun to have these for when I eventually do, especially this one, because you know what? I am definitely going to try and watch this soon, hopefully soon. All right, so this is going to be redone footage because I totally lost the files for this portion of the video. So bear with me while I kind of mimic what I was doing before and splice it in. All right, so I don't want you to think that I spent all this money, though it was still relatively cheap, on a couple of discs that I can't even play. Because one of the bigger gimmicks of this whole box is you get a lot of swag with it. And the first of which is, well, let's get out here. This rather nice production booklet. It's a bit thin on content, but it's nice to have. And this, kind of thing always adds a little bit more dimension to the experience. It's a little bit more trivia based, some quotes from the directors, supervisors, tech crew, and kind of management all running around the production. And it's nice. Can't wait to get this little read. And it reminds me a lot of what Sony put out for the recent Raimi Spider-Man trilogy box set. They had little 3 or 4 pagers for that one too, and that was really nice. So I'm glad to have that, and I can't wait to go through that. And after that, we have this reprint of the first issue of Incredible Hulk by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And it's a classic. I love this. I have the first 3-volume essential set, which is in black and white. So it's nice to have a facsimile edition of that comic in some kind of color. It's a mini comic. It's nice. It doesn't have maybe the cleanest cuts on the bottom and top, but it's nice to have, and I can't wait to read through this again. It's very crisp, and even the back has this really nice art. Anyway, let's get on with the show. And now we can get into the real meat of the set in a booklet called Memento. It's a bit of an oddity in that it's basically just an artistic rendering of the first proper "you won't like me when I'm angry" transformation sequence from the movie. You know, that scene where he beats up Talbot, but done up in a pseudo comic manga style. I think there's like 3 or 4 different variants on that scene, all in here. I'm going to try and list the artists and creators that worked on those scenes, like on the screen somewhere in a graphic, because I can't really go into right now. But the art is really, really nice, and I like that scene. I think it's really fun, and it's kind of an interesting idea, because it's funny to see how a movie that tries really hard to capture a comic book vision or aesthetic in terms of editing and kind of stylistic presentation could be adapted back into that medium, and see how people, would try and kind of get the same sense of energy that it was trying to, do. That's fun. I can't wait to go through this and pour through this. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with this one. And finally, we have the piece de resistance, which is these art prints, which are actually art prints of some of the real storyboards and concept art used for the film. Now, this is primarily why I was interested in this set. And some solo listings for just these art cards go for as much as the entire set altogether, or even quadruple that amount. So I'm glad to have the chance to actually get this for what I got. This alone made it a steal, and as ridiculous as that sounds, it's really true. But yeah, I've been interested in these storyboards ever since I saw an old interview with Ang Lee, and he had the rare ones pinned up in his office. They just look so cool, and it was just so fascinating to me to see what actual comic vision he had and his team had for the movie outright. Kind of like the Memento booklet, but a little bit more effective. Because honestly, some of these could outright be from a comic. Their drafting and layouts are pretty impressive and incredible, and I'm definitely going to try and scan them and place them at the end of the video. Not Memento though, because I think that would require destroying that, and I want to keep it in really good condition. So I'm just going to flip through these some more and just give you a good sense of what they look like. See, no, this was my favorite, for sure. I think that's the end. Yeah, and his little, I believe, a little shot list. That's really incredible. I love that. I'm going to try and see how that ended up in the actual movie and whether or not it was able to capture the real astounding energy of these cards. So anyway, that's it. Definitely for HULKvember. I've pretty much finished off the main Ang Lee collectible set, at least in my eyes. There's 1 or 2 other big ticket items, but maybe for next year. If there is a HULKvember next year, let me know what you think below. And it was fun doing these, and I'll miss it for sure. I'm just happy to have the art scans coming right up and, kind of get more into what makes these a little bit more special. Especially this one. Again, I'm over the moon about that. And also doing some gallery shots. Now that I have pretty much what is a full collection, I'll probably do a whole little setup with this in the centerpiece and having everything else kind of around it. But that's coming up next. So thank you again for watching and for listening, and see you again next time. Hope you have a great one, and hope you have a happy holiday season. But first, I know the lighting was kind of dimmer when I was going through at least this one, so let me just flip through it again. That way you have a little bit of an even better look at what was going on in it. I'll try and get some cleaner pictures below. But I have gone through it, and, well, here we go. It is more listed right here. Adam Kubert in the Marvel style. Tommy Otsuka in the manga style, or Marvel Mangaverse style. It is really reminiscent of that. Salvador LaRocca in the European style. That is a bit weird. And I think this is my favorite. Katsuya Terada in the dark and brooding style. Because it kind of goes places. And I think that's really, really enigmatic. So yeah, pictures coming up next. Scans coming up next. And thank you again. Have a great holiday season.